year you were born, and when you were born, where you were born.
Marie Mendel, born in Germany, in Berlin.
Okay, and what year?
I have to tell it?
Yes.
November 23rd, 1919.
Good. Can you tell me a little about your family or growing up before the war, what it was like?
Oh, I had 2 brothers and 1 sister.
Okay. And a little bit about your mom and your dad?
And my mommy and daddy.
What kind of business was your father in?
They make Mützen, chapeaus, huh?
Hats.
Hats, yeah.
Okay. Was your family religious?
Oh, yeah. They're very religious, yeah.
Okay. Let's see, what else can you tell me about your family, about your siblings?
My brothers?
Yeah.
One brother was married.
His name?
And his name is Norbert.
Okay.
And the other brother, the name was Rudi. And he was married too.
Okay.
And my sister, Margot, and she was married and had a little girl. 3 years old, if I left.
Okay. So did you speak any languages other than what you? I assume you spoke German.
I speak German, and then I learned in school English.
Okay.
And don't you speak French?
Oh yeah, in Belgium, and then if I was underground in Belgium, if I lived in Belgium, I speak Flemish and French.
Okay, hold on a second. I want to do something. I have something over here. They remind me. Okay. So you went to school, grammar school. Went to school.
I went to a Jewish school.
Okay. You got Fibly, your father's occupation. We got that. You're religious. When did you notice anti-Semitism? Or when bad things started happening?
It started about 37.
In 1937?
Yeah, so it started 37, and then 39 was really bad. 38 was bad.
And what did you do when you noticed, or what did your family do when you noticed that bad things were happening?
Well, they were thinking maybe it will get better.
You were hoping things would get
Yeah.
better. But they didn't.
No.
No.
And then we couldn't go to America, but we had no affidavit.
Oh. Did you have extended family in Berlin? Your mother's family or your father's family?
No one. Everybody dead.
Everyone
In the
was
camp.
killed?
In the camp, yeah.
Wow. Were you in any ghettos or camps? Or?
Oh yeah, I was in. I jumped out from the train from Belgium to go to Auschwitz.
Can you tell me?
Mom,
What?
what deportation camp were you in? How did you get to the deportation camp? He wants to know what
I need your help.
happened.
And I lived in Belgium. I was going away in 39 from Germany over the border to Belgium.
How do you spell that name?
Belgium?
Yeah.
Belgium.
Good. Okay. And then what happened?
When you
And then
got
I
there,
was
what did you do?
living underground.
What does that mean?
I was like hidden, underground living.
Okay, how? But by who? Before you were deported?
Oh,
Got to Belgium. What did you do?
Come on in. I want to get some of hear your voice.
in Belgium, what I did?
Before you got caught. What did you do when you got to Belgium? How did you live?
From the committee, Jewish committee.
In the Jewish committee?
Yeah, they give you some money.
that time? Were you with your mother and father?
No, they were all in Germany. The Nazis took them all in Germany.
In Berlin?
In Berlin, yeah.
But you left before they were taken.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they told her.
They
to
died
leave.
before?
Yeah.
No,
I went.
it's not. My mother left because they wouldn't leave. They couldn't leave anymore because they had children, and my mother's parents wouldn't leave. So they told her to leave because she wasn't married or had any family. Because she was the youngest of all her siblings.
I went over the border. Smuggler.
A smuggler helped her get across the border to Belgium. But then when you got to Belgium and the Jewish committee helped you, where
Yeah.
did you live?
In Rue de Bonnier in Belgium.
And that's a house?
Yeah.
An apartment?
Yeah.
Okay.
And what was,
Not a house in Mandara.
what was the name of the town?
Brussels.
Can you tell me? how to spell
Brussels?
that? Or do you-
It's Brussels.
Oh, good.
The capital.
Good. And where was your mother and father at this time?
They still were in Germany, and they were taken from the Nazis.
So you did not see them?
No. I went away,
You went away and your brothers
all taken.
all taken?
They couldn't
and
make it
sister?
over there.
Wow.
Her niece and her
They
nephew.
tried to come, but they couldn't make it.
Were you in a displaced persons camp?
Yeah, I was for 8 weeks in a Sammellager in a camp where they had all the Jews together, and then if they had a lot of Jews, then they went to Auschwitz.
Wait, okay, we're skipping something.
Yeah.
Okay, you lived she lived in Belgium, and then there was a man named Jack. And what happened?
Yes.
He was Jewish.
Yes.
Then tell what happened.
Oh,
Okay, Jack was
Jacques,
Jewish.
he was Jewish, and he was like a spy, spy.
Nazis.
And he knew where people were Jewish, and he took me from the street.
And then she landed in a deportation camp.
Yeah, in a deportation camp. But
She was-
he knew that I was Jewish.
He knew you were.
He went around with the Gestapo, with the cars, and then if he knew some people on the street or in the coffee houses, and he took the Jewish people, and they were arrested.
Oh,
And how long were you in Brussels before you were arrested?
In Brussels, from the end of December 39 till 40. If I was arrested, it was in 43.
That's when you were
Yeah,
arrested?
yeah. In 39, and after the war in Belgium, in 40 to 41 and 42, the Nazis they took all the Jewish people, and I was arrested in 43.
Oh. Excuse me. Okay, ready to continue.
Put your hands down.
Let's see, where were we?
We were at that she lived in Belgium. How long did you live in Belgium, Mom, before you were arrested?
From 39 to 43.
And how did she
4
get to
years.
Belgium again?
By a
Over.
smuggler. She paid a smuggler to take her over the border because the
Oh.
people in Belgium were still really nice about helping and letting people live there.
Okay. Okay. So, from Belgium.
And then,
You,
so then you were arrested on the street, right?
Yeah, in
Jack?
43.
And
and then what happened?
then what happened?
And then
After
I
you were
came.
arrested?
And then I came to Malin in Michelin. It's a Sammellager. It's a camp. It's a camp. It's the head
Deportation camp.
deportation camp, and if they had a lot of Jews then together, then the train, then they went to Auschwitz with the
So
train.
it was the deportation camp
Yeah.
right by the rails, and it's
You
still
mean near Auschwitz?
No, no, no,
No,
no,
no, it was in
That was
Brussels.
still in Belgium.
It's
In
still in
Belgium.
Belgium, and the there's a museum there now. We went to visit.
It's
it.
still in
It's a
Belgium.
deportation camp, and then when they were able to get 1,000 or more Jews, then they fill the transports because the railroad was like
It was not a train. It
took
was
them to
it was a wagon.
Cattle
A
cars.
cattle car.
The trains went
The
from
trains.
Yeah, a cattle car.
deportation
Belgium.
camp.
Yeah. And then I jumped
to
out.
Auschwitz.
Okay,
Yeah. And then I jumped out, and it was still Belgium. I jumped out from that cattle train.
You were
There's
on the cattle cart.
Yeah.
there's a book. It's called The 20th Transport, and my mom and dad are in the book. She met my father in the deportation camp, and my father was like real, daring. And by that time, the underground had said they got it into the deportation camp. They said, when this train goes around this one curve, it's going to really slow down, and that's going to be your last chance to try to jump.
Yeah, but I jumped.
And people will try to help you. And these two Catholic boys did stop the train. But my mother and father, she met my father in the deportation camp.
I jumped.
They had already
But she was
jumped
with
before
your
that.
mother at that time.
No,
He was in
no.
the other.
The
Not in the. Not
mother and father were taken away earlier. Right?
No, I wasn't born until after
No.
the war. My mother and
Her
father
mother.
met. No, she didn't know about what had happened to her parents at that point. She
Okay.
she met my father in the deportation camp, Mechlin.
And we make out if to meet again. And he gives me a piece of paper, and I put it in my stocking. But we were not together in the wagon.
In the
And
deportation camp.
in the
In the deportation camp.
yeah,
That's what
yeah.
it's called.
And
Mechlin.
we talked, And anyway, he jumped too, and then we met the next evening, and then we got again like hidden,
Wow.
hiding.
And tell the name of the person who hid you and where.
I just know the first name, Joseph.
He was
But
Catholic.
you jumped off the train,
Yeah.
and your friend did too.
And
Messenger.
yeah.
Gunther Mandel.
But-
What time of the year was this?
That was in March 43. And then we was hiding together till 45.
And how many people were in the attic hiding with you for 18 months?
Was one friend of my husband. That was all.
3 people were hidden in the attic.
In the attic.
And the man who hid them had a girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Who always drank. Go
And-
on.
Yeah. And the man, he was an older man, he had a young girlfriend, and she was always drunk. And then downstairs was like a
Bar.
bar, and we were so afraid that she would maybe tell that we was hiding, but she never told. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, but both are dead
I was
already.
lucky.
Yeah, very
Close
lucky.
call. Close
Yeah,
call.
yeah, close. Yeah,
Wow.
but she never talked about us.
Good for her. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Then what happened?
and then if my husband jumped from the train, then we were together.
Wait, back again.
Then we
Were
were
you
together
married at
hiding.
that time?
No. We was hiding then, about from March, April, from beginning of May till 45. 2 years.
That you were hiding.
Yeah.
And you were hiding where?
In the same place.
Attic.
And where was this place?
In Rue de Bonnier, Belgium,
Brussels.
in Brussels.
That's the name
That's
of
the
the
name
town?
of the street.
Yeah.
The
In
name
the-
of the
Street.
street?
Oh,
Rue de Bonnier, yeah.
The
In the
building's
town?
still standing.
In Brussels.
In Brussels?
Yeah.
Belgium.
Okay. So you were hiding there until the...
45, yeah. To the war, yeah.
Oh, 45.
Yeah. And then I got married.
And you got married in Brussels?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And then she was born in 47.
And I do have a wedding, I have a wedding picture of them. And then we went back 50 years later and took another picture of them on the same
Oh,
steps.
wow.
And the place where my mom and dad hid and where I was born is still standing. And, right. And what did Daddy do to keep you guys going?
What?
After the war, what did
Oh,
Daddy
then
do?
after war, after the war, he had a little, with his friend, they opened up a little photo shop.
Photoshop. He took
Yeah.
pictures.
Grocery store?
No,
Photo.
photo.
He was a
Photo.
photographer.
Yeah,
Oh.
photo
Camera
shop,
and
yeah.
photographer.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we got an affidavit, and we came to America.
That was in Brussels when you
Yeah.
opened up the photo shop.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And you came to America.
In 19 what?
And you,
I was 1950, right?
45.
No, I was born in 1947. And I was born in Brussels in 1947, so you came in 1950.
Oh, 19,
Almost
50.
1950. Yeah.
51, I think.
what in
No,
19...
Linda was born in 51.
Yeah, yeah. 1950,
you
I
have
think we came.
brothers or sisters?
I have one sister, Linda,
Yeah.
and she was born in 1951.
In Chicago. She was born in Chicago. And we lived in Chicago for about almost 3 years, and then we came to America.
You meant to California.
Yeah.
You're already in America.
I mean,
Where
yeah.
Yeah, you were in America in
mixed up there.
1947.
No,
No, you were born in
50.
You guys are
Yeah.
no. I was born in
He
1947.
You were born
1947.
in 47.
Yeah, and my other daughter was born in 51.
Oh,
In
okay.
Chicago.
But born in Chicago.
Chicago.
Okay. What did your husband do in Chicago?
He was working first in machinery, and then he has his own business.
When I came to
He
California.
has a big business.
Well, he worked in a deli too. He just
Yeah. In Chicago, if he came to Chicago, he worked 6 months in a grocery store, but he wanted, before he wanted to go to ask for his trade, he wanted to speak better English, so he worked in a grocery store, and then he got right away a job, and but we decided to go to California.
Where in California?
We lived in Franklin and Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then later he was a partner with, and he had a machine shop.
Small machine shop. And then
Machine shop.
He made fasteners.
for the aerospace then.
Yeah.
He was really successful
Yeah, he had a big machine shop.
later on. Yeah,
He was a business.
yeah.
Yeah, he made special.
He had a lot of
for aerospace.
employers. He was a big businessman, and then life was good.
Oh, good. And then what happened? How long were you in California before you moved here?
No, she never moved here. She
Oh,
lives
she
in
never-
California.
No. I
you-
lived in California.
She's been in California since
Yeah,
1950.
and then my husband passed away 4 years ago, and then I moved to San Clemente, where my other daughter lives, and now I live in San Clemente.
Okay.
You have how many grandsons?
I have four,
And how many great
grandsons.
grandsons?
2.
2. All boys. So she has 3 grandsons in California and 1 here, and 2 great grandsons in Phoenix.
Wow, that sounds good.
And what kind of things did you do? What kind of you did a lot of volunteer work. Mom was
Oh
never
yeah,
had to work, but you worked hard.
I
at
never
volunteering.
worked,
So why don't you say what
and
you
I never worked, but I was very busy in the temple in Downey. I lived in Downey, and I make garage sales. I make a lot of money for them, and
Good.
I was Benny's president, and I was always with the temple.
You made matzo ball soup for the people.
Oh yeah,
who were sick.
then I visit every month each home, and I make matzo ball soup for the Jewish people.
And you did stuff at the grammar schools, the PTA.
Oh yeah, in grammar school, if my kids were, I was PTA president,
Oh,
and I got my pin, my president pin.
And what
So
did
I
you
was
like
very
to do?
active.
What was your sport?
Mine was bowling. I was bowling over 200, and I have
wow.
a lot of pins.
Wow. What else? We covered everything, have we?
Yeah, I think you like to travel. Should
Well,
be
yeah, I
lots of
like cruises. It's casino. I like to play in the casino.
Yeah. She can't wait to go.
Yeah, right now, after that, I go to the casino.
Oh, you got a good laugh. That's, I wonder if we could do one more thing that I would like to make sure that I get it recorded well, because usually on the videos that I show, it starts out with the survivor saying their name and the spelling of the name at that time.
Yeah.
And maybe we could just do that one more time.
Okay, yeah.
And then, Berlin, you wouldn't have to spell Berlin, but
Berlin.
He wants you to say, he's going to ask you a question, he wants you to say it really clear.
Oh.
Yeah, can you just one more time tell me your name and when you were born, where you were born?
I can say Meta, Marie Meta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My name is Marie Meta Mendel, and I'm born in Berlin, Germany. November 23rd, 1919.
Oh, that's good. Okay. And how do you spell it? Is that a name of a town?
Berlin, yeah. The big town.
But was it? It was
Berlin.
in Berlin.
Yeah,
Was
Berlin, a big capital. It's the capital, yeah.
I thought you mentioned something else. I think that's good. I think we got it. I think we got it. It's a short one, but good.
Yeah. We would drag that. It's like dragging teeth, pulling teeth out.
But it helps with some of the things that you knew that I didn't know. But anyhow, when you jumped off the train, though, that was interesting. That you jumped off the train, and did you know where you were when you jumped off the train?
I knew it was still Belgium. I knew it was still Belgium.
You knew it was in Belgium?
Yeah, it was still Belgium. It was not a train, it was a wagon.
Cattle cars. That's what he's talking about.
And we were very lucky that it was a cattle car. If it would be a real train, we couldn't do it.
It was
but
a train
the Gestapo was shooting, yeah. They
was unlocked.
They were shooting. But the cattle thing is like a little window there, like.
The cattle cars had little windows. And that's where you jumped out.
Yeah. Other way.
So you didn't hurt yourself. You didn't get hurt when you, jumped out the window. That'd be a long,
I
long
got a little
fall.
bit blood on my head, but I wasn't hurt actually.
And it was the time of the year that was not. Say again the time of the year when you jumped off out of the train.
It was March the 2nd. I remember.
Oh, you remember? March
Yeah.
2nd. Were there other people that jumped off the train too?
Two people they jumped out.
So from the train, you went where? Was this by a forest?
From the train, then I went back where I was living in Belgium, where I was hiding.
So you were familiar with the area?
Yeah. No, I was actually not familiar, but the other one man, he jumped also, and he knew the area. And my husband, he smuggled some money. He had some money, and he gave me before like 100 franc, and I put it in my stocking, and I lost the shoe. Yeah, I lost the shoe. So then I knocked on the window in a house was very dangerous, and the people, they gave me a pair of slippers, and I gave them the money. They were happy with the money. And then I saw one man, he was jumping also, and he knows the area. I didn't know the area. And then and then we went to his house. His wife was still in Belgium. And
he was a Jewish man also.
Yeah. But from the train, about 100 people jumped out, but they all got arrested again.
So you jumped off the train at the right time?
Yeah.
But that was good that they warned you that the train was going to slow down.
Well, that
Oh,
happened.
there's
to
no,
some other
there's-
people.
That's-
That's in the book. I'll have to get
Yeah,
you
that's in the
book.
book, but I jumped out, I think before or after. I didn't know that.
It's called the 20th
Was a book written?
Transport. Yeah, it's a 20th Transport. These two Catholic boys, kind of as a joke, said when they realized where these trains were going, that there was humans on them, as a joke, they decided they would stop these trains with one little gun that they had stolen from their father and their red lantern. And the
Wow.
Nazis actually stopped, and some more people got out, but they didn't make it. And Mom was able to meet these two boys, well, they're men now, obviously,
Very young.
in Belgium when we went back. So I'll show you, I'll give you the book.
Wow.
It's called The 20th Transport.
How do I get this book?
On Amazon. We have all the hard copies, but they
Okay.
have a lot of
Yeah,
They're
I'd
in
like
print.
to read that.
okay.
So anyhow, I think we got everything that we can get, and you are going to write the bio.
Yeah,
That's wonderful.
I think, yeah.
Okay, next we're gonna stop.